Good morning, everyone. There's confusion in the chat, and it's hilarious.
There's lots of confusion.
Everybody in Legal Vices chat is like, "Why am I seeing Megan's intro? You're in my house, bitches. Get used to it."
So this is the deal. We're bringing you this new case. It's not a new case. It's an ongoing case. It's been ongoing since 2019. We're splitting it up. Megan has the introductory hosting duties today. We're joint streaming on both channels, and then I'll be hosting tomorrow, and we'll alternate back and forth for as long as it takes to get through this very, very interesting case. So that's why people on my stream were seeing her intro. Tomorrow your channel is going to see her. Yeah, you'll see hers.
But today you're in my house, but you're watching on Jeff's channel, some of you, and some of you are in my chat, and we're just widening the audience. I don't know, we're embiggening the audience for this. So Judge Grudge returns. This is a new case, and for those of you, there's more confusion in the chat. They're like, Steve Gosney? What?
Oh God, Gosney? All day long. I have been telling people all day long, this has nothing to do with Steve Gosney. Nothing at all.
Unfortunately, or however you want to look at it, the people involved in this case, their last name is Gosney, just like Steve's, but they're not related.
And they just happen to be in Florida.
Right. So this is another bad neighbor case. I mean, how many I'm starting to think I should never move to Florida.
I don't have any plans to do so myself.
The chances of getting a bad neighbor in Florida, they seem pretty high. So we've got the what the hell situation with Lynette Preston and John.
Or at least not Levy County. That sounds like a really shitty place with horrible neighbors everywhere.
Well, I'm actually not even sure where this place is that we're looking at. Did you gather that with the information that you've looked at so far? Did we figure out a location? No. All right. Well, it's pretty bad. Whatever it is, wherever it is,
it'll be in something we read today. Absolutely, and subscribe to both streams as well. Absolutely,
and Adara the Wholesome too.
Ask Megan what her favorite color is.
What is my favorite color? Blue, turquoise blue. That's my favorite color. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. We are going to pull up the first complaint. Okay. This is going to be interesting.
Now, see, this goes back to 2019. This case has been going on.
Yes.
And what I've been saying is if you thought the what the Hales was bad, this is equally, if not worse. Same judge.
Same lawyer.
Same lawyer. Randall Shockett is the lawyer for the Gosney family, Jeremy Hale's lawyer. And it's just, that's why I said in my description, another family falls victim to Judge Grudge.
Been there, done that. Sent Jeff a super chat. Says, can you ask Megan about her hair? And not to be outdone by Unhung Hero, who followed up with, for the love of God, don't mention hair. All right, so we have here in the circuit of the 8th Judicial Circuit in and for Levy County, Florida. Oh, it is Levy County. Holy shit.
Oh, Jesus. There you go. That answered that question, the second line, didn't it? And notice the date on this, July 15th, 2019.
Yeah.
5 years ago. Hey, thanks for the $3, Western Civilization. What's up, good looking? And Megan.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a heap. By the way, the reason I'm wearing a shoulderless a shirt today is because I got seriously sunburned over the weekend. I cannot put straps on my shoulders. Cannot put
them super chats. She's working hard for the money. So
cannot put anything on my. I literally was out at the mall yesterday with the girls, and I was
the girls out at the mall. Did you?
Very funny. I mean, my children. And I'm walking around, and I was wearing a dress that had straps, and I was so uncomfortable. I went and had to buy new clothes.
Oh,
which of course, it's a great excuse to go buy something new.
It is. That's the most womanly thing I've ever heard. Oh, my shoulder's sunburned. I need a whole new damn wardrobe.
All right, moving on.
All right.
William Gosney petitioner and Philip Griffith respondent. Now, this is going to get confusing because Philip Griffith's lawyer's last name is Griffiths. Okay, so you have a Griffith is the respondent, Griffiths is his lawyer. So we're going to get confused. I know we're going to get confused.
That's okay. Wine makes everything better.
Known respondent since March of 2018. He doesn't know where he used to work. Distinguishing marks or scars, tattoos on chest. Well, that I could have seen that coming a mile away.
What? People with tattoos on their chest get in conflicts with other neighbors?
I'm surprised it doesn't say face tattoo, to be honest. Yeah. All right. Has petitioner ever received or tried to get an injunction for protection against domestic violence, repeated violence, dating violence, or sexual violence against respondent in this or any other court? Yes. And it was dismissed without prejudice, asked to bring back, if any, other violent actions. So the first one that he went for got denied.
I'm seeing people in my chat. We have to make the disclaimer again. No, this Gosney has nothing to do with Stephen N. Gosney.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to have to put up a rolling banner, aren't I?
Well,
all right, let me change my banner. Hold on. I'm going to change the banner so that people can understand.
The best way to make sure no one pays any attention to anything is to put it on a banner at the bottom of the screen.
Wait, I'm going to put Gosney, not that one.
Yeah.
It's like me, Megan Fox, not that one. Gosney, not that one, v. Griffith. There you go. Look, now if you're smart enough to read the bottom of the screen, you'll understand it's not Steve Gosney.
Definitely not.
Oh my gosh. All right. So has petitioner, okay, we already did that. Has respondent ever received or tried to get an injunction? It says no. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Describe any other court case that's either going on now or that happened in the past between petitioner and respondent. And then there is a number here for aggravated assault with a weapon, with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. Oh, that's like when John Cook pointed the gun at an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
They said it was without intent to kill.
which sort of goes against the entire gun safety thing.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to point a gun without intent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tam the man, Judge Grudge is an internet sensation. He just keeps on giving.
Yeah,
I know.
And he's giving it hard to shock it again. This is very much a nearly a mirror image of what the Hales case. He's not too keen on the people that Shockett's representing. He hates Shockett, and therefore he takes it out on the family. And
the weird part is, it's like they're switched though. So Shockett is defending the Lynette Preston, except his clients are far more believable and less annoying. And the other lawyer is representing the Hales character. Or, it's just very bizarre that it's the judge still acts totally contrary to the lawyer. And it's a different set of circumstances, but very similar. Okay, so here's what happened. Jeff, do you want to read this part here? What the respondent allegedly did?
I'm telling people on my old stream that I'm not on that stream anymore. There we go.
They're still not understanding? Oh,
yep, no. That was Flux. You have to understand her. She's Flux.
Gotcha. We need Flux in here. My internet daughter. Where is she?
All right, 7/10/19. At 240 Mastodon Drive in English, Florida. Respondent, which is the Griffiths in this case, yelled and made threats to beat up petitioner and petitioner's family. He brandished a .40 caliber pistol and threatened to shoot the loaded weapon while pointing it in petitioner family. Pointing it in petitioner family. Okay. LCSO was called via 911 and arrested respondent charged with felony 784.021A aggravated assault. Since being released, he has been observed with firearm in his hand. Well, that would be a violation. Can I get you to do me one small favor, Megan?
Yeah.
Can you stretch it vertically and then enlarge it?
I don't know if I can stretch it vertically, but I can enlarge it.
Yeah, you can. You should be able to stretch it.
How do I stretch it vertically?
Just like you would normally make it wider on a screen. Just
I did on the bottom and drag it down. It's totally as full as it can. It's as big as it can be. That's
okay.
what she said.
All right.
That's what she said.
Sorry.
Then we're good to go. Now that if you just embig it like this, now I can read it.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right, I'll do the next one. Let's see. 7-8-19 at the same location.
These are the other incidents.
Unprovoked, started yelling and screaming threats of violence toward petitioner. He then went into his house and came out with a rifle and pointed at petitioner, threatening to shoot. LCSO was called via 911, and the responded, warning him not to point the rifle at petitioner. Really? That's what they did? They just came and they were like, no, don't point that rifle at him anymore. No.
The cops just 911 comes and goes, try not to point the rifle. Try not to scream at the neighbor and point the rifle at them, okay? Can you help us out there?
This is Florida. As long as you're screaming your threats with the rifle hanging at your side, you're good. Just don't point the rifle. Isn't that brandishing? Just having it?
It's you shouldn't do it.
All right, this one's on you.
You shouldn't do it. I'm still trying to delete all the links I have up on Twitter.
Oh no!
That's why people are going to the other one.
Lord
makes sense
Jesus,
now.
be offense. Help Jeff. Lord, help Jeff get his stream set straight.
I know how to do it now. Petitioner genuinely fears repeat violence by respondent. Explain. Respondent routinely and repeatedly has made threats to beat up, knock teeth down throat, and to shoot to kill petitioner and others. He has made these threats in the presence of LCSO and the local code enforcement officer without a protection order. Okay. Without a protection order, petitioner believes respondent will harm or kill petitioner or their family members.
All right. Moving down.
And while
that
you're
doesn't
reading
sound good.
I'm going to delete some more links.
Additional information, choose all that apply. Respondent owns, has, and or is known to have guns or other weapons. Describe the weapons. 40 caliber pistol, 22 caliber air rifle, several other pistols and rifles.
Wow.
This or prior acts of repeated violence have been previously reported. RCSO and this court. Again, remember, this is the second time Gosney has come to the court looking for protection against this neighbor.
Yeah, and it was for some reason it was denied the first time.
It was denied. Yeah, and we don't know why. All right, so I have a video. Should we take a break and watch the video of the incident that he said he came out of the house and pointed the air rifle at him? Should we watch it? What do you think, Jeff?
If you feel like it, it's your show.
All right.
Do
now
as
I warn you. There is a lot of language. Okay, like a lot of language here. So if there was any question whether this stream was going to be monetized, that's over as of now. Okay, so everybody just hold on to your hats because this is going to get nasty.
If you don't get them cameras out of my back window, I'm putting a pellet in them tonight. You good for it, motherfucker? I'm gonna keep your best, Chris. You're a puss. I'm telling you now, if they ain't out of my back window tonight, I'm shooting them. I'm shooting back, motherfucker. Come on, thousands around. Come on, motherfucker. You think I'm afraid to die, you bitch? Yeah, die, bitch. Look, I'm eating right up front, motherfucker. You think you're some badass? Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. I'll kick your fucking teeth right through the back of your goddamn skull. If the cameras ain't off my property tonight, they get a pellet in them. Go for it, buddy. I'm telling you. I dare warn you. Do it now, dumbass. Okay.
Do it now, dumbass.
Isn't that how the Mattress Brothers thing went down? Go ahead. I'm going to get you. I doubt it. Blam. Now, look, just a word of warning to anyone that lives next to anyone whose house still has the black press board thing. Be nice to them. They're not stable.
See this? So now he's just walked over here. I don't know if you saw him, but he walked over here and he crouched down. He's over here. He's
Crouching tiger, hidden gunman.
He's crouching down. Now, there are going to be loud noises. If your ears are sensitive, you might want to pull out one headphone. Okay, that was not an air rifle. That was a gun.
I was just those would qualify as loud noises. Yes.
Except Will didn't. Will was the one who fired it. So this guy over here did not fire a gun. He had it pointed and aimed, and Gosney took his gun and fired it into the ground 3 times because he thought he was being, that this guy was about to shoot at his house. And it does make him stop. Yeah, blam, blam, blam. Here we go.
Oh, Black Betty, blam,
Yeah,
blam.
get in the house. I won't. Get in the fucking house, buddy. Shoot me, motherfucker. You're pointing at me. Shoot me. I'll throw that fucker down. Meet me up front, you bitch. You want to pull a gun? Yeah. Come on. Motherfucker, I ain't got a goddamn thing in my hand. Let's go. Let's go, motherfucker.
Now, I've had neighbors I don't particularly enjoy before, but, Why? How are there so many people that feel this strongly about their neighbors? Where did it all go wrong?
I don't know where it all went wrong. I tend to ignore neighbors that I don't like. I don't know. Like MG says, no warning shots. Do not fire warning shots.
Yeah, warning shots are bad.
It can go one of 2 ways. It can stop the action, or it can accelerate the action. Although he did drop the gun. You notice he did drop his gun. But I thought it was kind of interesting though, where this guy is this Griffith guy. He's all, you pull a gun on me, after he was literally just had a gun pointed at his house. Like he clearly got the gun first. Like he clearly had the gun first.
Kick your goddamn teeth through the back of your fucking skull. Do you comprehend me? Yeah. Let's go. Let's go find out, you pussy. Now get your fucking cameras out of my back windows! Go back in your house. No! Get your fucking cameras, motherfucker! The plants, they're dead. Yeah. Go back in your house. I'm gonna spray it.
All right, did you hear what he just said? The plants are dead. I'm gonna spray them all. He's been poisoning Gosney's plants along the fence line.
Oh my lord.
And he just said the plants are dead. I'm gonna spray them all.
It all. Great. Everything. I own that side of the fence. That shit's pointing in my house. I'm shooting it. You want to point that gun? You know what? I'm actually going to call the cops. Yeah, that's a good idea. Good. Yeah.
I was pointing a gun at my neighbor, so he shot into the dirt, and I said I was going to keep killing his plants. Can you do something?
Look at him walking. Look at him. I love that. Look at he's walking like a middle-aged Karen. Look at
he's strutting with authority.
Point in my house. I'm shooting it. You want to point that gun? You know what? I'm actually going to call the cops. Yeah, good idea. Good.
Look at
him.
Look at him. Yeah, so what he's really upset about. That's the end of that video. What he's really upset about, allegedly, Griffith is upset that Gosney has all these cameras pointed at his house. However, as you will see,
Blueberry says, "I know it's not that Gosney, but I'm still picturing it as Steve." Motherfucker!
Can you imagine Steve Gosney? Get back in your house. That's his business catwalk. That's his business walk. Yes, Elsie Merritt. Yep. Hilarious. Absolutely. Let's get to some of these super chats. I'm getting backed up. Unhung Hero, thanks for the 5. Florida is a great place to visit, but you have to be crazy to live in most of it, especially Levy County. Jeff, this one's for you too.
Adara.
Very unloved.
I like how Binger pointed a gun without intent at a jury.
That was quite a moment. This one's for you too. They're all for you.
Getting angrier and angrier. This is for you too. Here's one for you, Jeff. This one's for you too. $200 studio with the $2. Thank you very much. I know it's not that Gosney, but is he related?
I don't know. I didn't ask. And Unhung Hero, this one's for you too, Jeff.
Just another day in Florida.
Ending in Y
in Florida. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And Fallen Hero, thanks for being a member for 2 months, says, I solved which stream to watch. Both. Perfect.
I still haven't figured it out, so.
This one's for you, Jeff.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did. I'm on. Thank you so much, Jonathan Irwin. Oh, what happened? It leapt.
It did?
What?
I'm looking at it.
It just disappeared. Hang on. I'm off to watch the kids. Kids learn they are allowed to shut up when the cops are around. Okay.
Oh, God. And David Woodman Z, thanks for the 10, says to offset the demonetization, but the price is hashtag free IT goatee roast beef joke. No, stop that. Unhung Hero, thanks for the 2, says they seem nice. And Unhung Hero for Jeff.
Oh, Florida man loves their amphetamine and it shows.
And Jeff, this one's for you too.
Oh my God, stop it, people. This is Megan's stream. Megan's hosting this one.
No, it's both of ours. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
King with the $2.
I'm not upset at all.
This is when I'm not upset at all, motherfucker. I'm gonna get my gun. This is when Steve shows up.
This is yours too.
Yeah, this is a monthly membership chat from Buddha Berries. Why does it? Every time I click on it, it disappears.
Well, stop clicking on it. I click on it.
I know, but no, I like click on it on my own thing, and it just it goes away. So I have to read off you. Steve, after a few sidecars, angrily throwing books over the fence like the Simpsons crazy cat lady. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh Lord! Oh, look at this. This one too. This one too, Jeff.
This one too. Thanks, Nathan C. I'll send it to Megan. I'll send it to Larry so he can make sure.
We send it to Larry. He'll make sure I get it. Yeah. Dennis Bice, thanks for the 10. Trying to help you catch up, Megan. Well, I appreciate that, Dennis. You just became my favorite super chatter. And the rest of these are for Jeff, so we're not going to read them right now. We'll get to them later.
Don't do that to my peoples.
All right, so we got a little taste of the of what the neighbors are like in this part of the world on Mastodon Drive or whatever the hell. Let's get back over to this. I can't look at the super chats. It's too funny. All right. Section 4, we've got an injunction. Petitioner asked the court to enter a temporary injunction for protection against repeat violence that will be in place from now until the scheduled hearing this matter. Petitioner asked the court to enter, after a hearing has been held on this petition, a final judgment of injunction prohibiting respondent from committing any acts of violence against petitioner and prohibiting respondent from going to or within 500 feet of any place petitioner lives, which would be kind of difficult because don't they share a fence?
Kinda, yeah. That's see how that one works out for you.
All right.
Maybe they have an alternate access 2 miles around the back corner, like the Hales does.
Yeah. And then this is prohibiting respondent from contacting petitioner by telephone, mail, email, and writing through another person or in any other manner.
Shouting over the back fence.
Ordering. What is YouTube's policy on nudity, by the way? Because there are some videos of Griffith's wife mooning the Gosneys that are really funny. Is that allowed?
I don't know. Let's do it on your.
Should we test it out on my stream?
No, wait. I'm part of your stream too. No, let's not do that.
I don't know how to blur it. Unfortunately, I guess I'd have to download it, put it into my editing software, and then blur it there. I guess I can do that. We just can't do it today. But yes, there's plenty of Griffith wandering in front of the cameras naked. His wife doing the same thing, making obscene gestures.
Yes, I haven't seen his wife yet. I'm just assuming it's better than him.
Not much. Not much. And this would also order respondent not to use or possess any guns or firearms, because it does appear that this man is not very safe with the firearms. Also prohibiting him from going within 100 feet of the petitioner's motor vehicle. and anything else the court deems necessary. And he has signed it here. All right, Jeff, what page number are we going to next?
We're continuing down all the way through page 75.
Oh, all right, wonderful.
So
Wait,
this is the police report. This is the incident report.
All right. So should we just get to the narrative? You read the narrative when we get down here.
All right. Oh, let's see.
Where is it?
It's coming.
Here it is.
There we go.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
All right.
This we're going ahead a little bit in time to July 8th of 2019. On the above date and time, I was dispatched to Mastodon Dry. I will never be able to say that without laughing.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does. You get a great Bronto burger delivered to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone. Bam, 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 bam.
This report was chiseled onto stone by a purple bird's beak, you know.
Everyone is wearing animal skin.
Right. You're gonna wash your hands in the bathroom and you got to hold the mammoth tusk while it blows the water out of your hand.
I miss the
take the shower under the Mastodon trunk, you know.
I guarantee you one of those people has an outdoor shower.
All right. On the above taken time, I was dispatched English in reference to a disturbance. Upon arrival, I met with Paul Griffith, who advised that his neighbor, William Gosney, has a security camera that is pointed in the direction of his living room. Well, personally, I don't blame him. It seems like he does sort of need a security camera pointed at his neighbor's house. And he feels that the camera is recording him in his home. Griffith advised that he has asked Gosney to move the camera in a different direction, and he would not. Griffith advised that he told Gosney that he would shoot the camera out if he did not move it. And Gosney said that he would shoot him. Griffith, advised that he did have an argument with Gosney while standing on his property, which is separated by a 6-foot chain link fence. I then made contact with Gosney, and he advised that Griffith was yelling and cursing at him to move the camera. And Gosney, I'm sure, politely advised that Griffith what he thought was a rifle in his hand and threatened to shoot the camera if he did not move it. Gosney advised that he went inside his home and called 911. Contact was made with Griffith, and he did advise that he had a BB gun next to his house, and he never pointed the BB gun at anyone. The gun was checked, and it was a BB gun. This is the best written report ever. Sounds like it's a Hemingway novel. We checked it, and it was a BB gun. There was an old man. He lived by the sea. Gosney advised that Griffith never pointed any weapon at him. Griffith advised that Gosney had shot a pistol 4 or 5 times in the ground, and Gosney advised he did not.
Yeah, he lied
3 times.
He lied, and it was 3 times.
No evidence of a weapon being fired.
I'm surprised they didn't find bullet holes in the ground.
They didn't watch the video?
I guess not. I guess, blam, blam, blam.
It's like the dude's got security cameras all over the place. Why don't you check the goddamn security cameras?
Yeah.
No evidence of a weapon being fired. There are no witnesses to this incident. After talking with both parties, all agreed that the problem between the two would stop if the camera was just not pointed at Griffith's home. Gosney agreed to move the camera, and Griffith agreed that if he moved the camera, there would not be any more problems. This case is closed and is unfounded.
Salty was he shouting, "Buy my new book"? Oh, love you, Steve. All right, let's see. Incident notes. Do we have more here?
This is the 911 dispatch notes.
Oh, all right. Should we read this like a play?
Okay.
All right. I'll be who should I be? Wait, how many people are in here? Why are there all these people? Who
There's a
are
lot
all
of
these
people.
people?
There's a lot of people.
All right, let's just take turns reading the lines and hopefully it'll make sense. I'll start. Caller advises he's a neighbor and he was in a SIG 22V and the neighbor went into his house, then came back out with a handgun and fired 4 or 5 shots, then went back into his house.
Other party.
Brenda advised, this has been ongoing. They just got home 2 days ago.
Comp Dob 71671.
Plays loud music. LEO has been out there before. Wanted them to move their cameras because smokes meth.
Duplicate incident information. Smokes meth. Subject lives on Mastodon. Subject shot at her house, pointed his rifle at caller's husband and S67 to shoot him. Subject in back of his property, LSW, blue jeans, short, no shirt. Caller advised he shot 3 times. Caller advised she can see him in backyard on PX with someone. Last time caller saw subject, he still had rifle in his hands. Caller advised she can hear him talking in the backyard. Caller advised it's just her and her husband at the house. Unknown type of rifle. Name Brenda Gosney. Callback numbers not redacted for some reason.
Oh, please don't call it. Brenda Lee Gosney. Valid 10/27, 10/54, 10/29.
Gosney 1054 channel or something.
Subject has something in his hand. He was another neighbor with him, Mark Holloway, who was a known drug dealer. Advised, another meth head neighbor is coming over there too. Subject is in front yard with 2 other neighbors. Brenda advised she and her husband are staying in the house. Brenda can't see subject or the men.
10-4. 10-4.
Report.
A breeding report.
Oh, what's a breeding?
No, that's one of the officers' names. Like,
oh,
breeder,
what an unfortunate
or something. Yeah.
What an unfortunate last name.
Mm-hmm.
Breeding. Okay. All right. So this is a transcript of something. What are we looking at here?
This is if you scroll down, it'll tell us.
William J.
The direct examination. Yes,
okay.
Of Gosney.
All right. Who's going to be the?
And this is a year later. This is on October 1st, 2020, at a hearing.
All right. You be Gosney. I'll be Mr. Jones. Is this his first attorney? I guess.
I suppose I have no idea. So this jumps around. We're going to read page 3.
Okay. Oh, okay. You tell me what to do and I'll do it. All right. All right. You are going to be Gosney up here.
All right.
William Gosney was called as a witness and having been first duly sworn was examined and testified as follows. And I'll be Mr. Jones. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Gosney. My name is Chris Jones. We've seen each other in court before, but I represent Mr. Griffith in the case we're here for today. You have been listed as a category witness, and we know you know something about the investigation or the case that we're here for, which is why we have you here for a deposition. I assume if you're an insurance adjuster, you may probably have done a deposition or 2.
I have.
Okay, so you know, we just have you under oath. We're just going to ask you what you know. We'll start with a little background information on you. If you could please state your full name for the record. And now we need
to skip ahead to page 88.
All right. Oh, for God's sake. I can't find my little thing. My roller ball is missing. All right, we'll just have to do it this way.
Clicking page down works.
I can't do it. There's no clicky thingy. Oh, I see. Never mind. I got it. All right, now we're on 89.
All right, there we go. It's right here.
Oh, 89. Hey, okay.
No, there you go. Yeah. Yep. William John Gosney.
And Mr. Gosney, how old are you?
I'm 56. I got to think on it a second.
And what's your date of birth?
4/1/1964.
All right. What do you do for a living?
I am an insurance adjuster.
How long have you been doing that?
For 11 motherfucking years.
What did you do before that?
I was a general contractor.
Do you take any medications?
Oh, I do.
Wait. So yeah, we're going to do the same thing.
Why are you asking about my medications?
Sure. It can affect the way you recollect things.
I am not on any medications that would affect my recollection.
Thereupon, a brief discussion was held off the record. And maybe I can address with Mr. Gosney. Mr. Gosney, what we did in your wife's...
All right. Now we have to go back to page 82, I believe.
All right. Going back to 82.
Yeah, we're jumping around here because we're doing this in chronological order, and Shockett is writing this in his convenient order.
Gotcha.
So,
all right,
page 13 and 14. So 20 feet from him, and he runs up and screams at me, "God damn it, Mr. Gosney, if you don't get them fucking cameras out of my house, I'm going to shoot them out. I'm going to shoot your house. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to fire on you." And so guess what? I'm like, well, you know, excuse me, I have to cough. Gosney voice is hard. And so guess what? I'm like, well, you know, and he's made so many threats. I didn't really think that he was going to do that. You know, I mean, there's people that threaten you all the time, which is what he does. He's threatened us thousands of times, probably. And then what did he do? I said, well, you know what? If you feel like you need to shoot my security cameras, go right ahead, dumbass. And what did he do? He ran into his addition. I hear him racking a rifle of some sort. He squats down and he shoots at my house. He shot at our security system. Now, there's been a lot of debate back and forth what it was. It was a 22 caliber pellet rifle that you can use for hunting. I heard the crack of it. It sounds really close to a 22 because it makes the same amount of, you know, it shoots like a 22, but it doesn't have gunpowder. It uses air, okay? I heard the crack of the rifle go by. I look up. I saw him over there squatted down firing at my house, which was my wife was inside. So what did I do? I went ahead and got my pistol out of my pocket just in case what was going on. And he comes running towards the fence saying he's going to kill me. "Come out on the front property and I'll kick your ass. I'll kick your teeth through the front of your head, motherfucker." That's exactly the kind of stuff he was saying. That's exactly the kind of stuff he was saying. "I'm going to beat you down. I'm going to blow you into a pulp. I'm going to shoot you in the forehead." I'm not sure where he gets all this stuff. So at that point, when he was running towards me, I went ahead and I fired, I think maybe 3 shots into the ground right next to me. I didn't point the gun at Mr. Griffith. I didn't raise it up to him. I thought he was going absolutely mental on me, and I thought maybe this will snap him out of it, which it did. He stopped. He threw up his hands and said, "You motherfucker, I'm not afraid to die. Go ahead and shoot me, you dumbass." At which point I retreated and called the police. That's what you've got to deal with on the other side of this. This is not an isolated incident where Mr. Griffith, you know, just one day decided he was going to pull his gun out and be a bad guy. All right, now we need to...
All right. But I do have a little bone to pick with him on this retelling of this story.
Okay.
Well, if we're talking about the same video that we just watched, I didn't hear any shots at the camera. Maybe he did. I don't know.
I didn't hear it either.
And also, he shot that gun before he came running over to the fence. He shot off those warning shots while he was crouched down, pointing the gun at the house. And I happen to personally believe it was fine to do that because a guy's pointing a rifle at your house. So, you know, I think warning shots are okay, but his retelling is not what's on the video. All right, where are we going next?
We are going now to page 89 or 90. Probably page 90.
89.
Page 23.
We already did that one.
Should say page 23
there we go.
at the top.
Got it.
There.
All right. Okay.
The police officer saw it that day. Mr. Griffith, from the best that I can tell, he admitted to the fact that he pointed his gun at Ben.
All right. So when you went outside, your focus was to get the children inside?
Of course, yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Did you have a firearm on you at this time?
I did not. So this is a completely different experience, it sounds like.
Okay.
Regretfully, I was not packing heat. We had locked our firearms up because, you know, the grandkids were coming down and they're not familiar with firearms. So we determined that it would be best to put them all in the gun safe. So we did.
Understood. All right. So you went out and got the kids. And so I'm not talking about what you saw on the surveillance video. You yourself at that point did not see Mr. Griffith with a firearm.
Well, I don't recall exactly. I don't remember if I stuck my head around the end or not. I'd have to think about it some more. I don't remember exactly.
All right. So, and when you went outside, all right, you
and I'll
are
be Gosney
Gosney.
again. All right.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Confused by your stupid name, Griffith. Good. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. This is going to be a separate volume. So for the record, would you be so kind as to state your full name?
It's William John Gosney. Gosneymose. Gosney man.
And similar to probably what I asked you the first day, are you using any medication or anything that would impair your ability to testify today?
Wait, this took place 3 days after the one we just read.
Okay.
Nope.
I want to go to your house in Inglis firstly this morning. From whom did you purchase that home?
It was the McKnight family. I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember.
Did you receive disclosures on that home?
No.
All right. Was it like a for sale by owner or through a realtor?
Okay. Wait, what?
I guess it skipped around.
You skipped like 200 pages there. All right.
Yeah.
Continue.
And this is you starting at line 2.
Yeah. And he wasn't firing at I don't know what he was firing at for sure, but he was pointing the rifle at me. My wife was in the house right behind the window, and, he didn't hit the camera. So I'm not sure what he was firing at for sure. All I knew was he fired in my direction.
And then did you pull your gun out?
At some point in there. I don't remember exactly when, but yep.
Watch the video. Okay. And then?
Well, wouldn't anybody pull their gun out when somebody comes out of their house with a rifle? Wouldn't you think that it'd be a normal thing you'd do when you're in fear of your life?
Sure. And did you discharge your firearm?
I did.
How many times?
I'm not sure.
And in what direction did you discharge your firearm?
Directly into the ground, right at my feet.
Isn't it true, sir, that you fired the weapon before he fired any projectile towards your house?
Form. Mr. Shockett making the objections. I don't know. I don't believe so.
All right. And after that, did he not throw down whatever it was he had in his hand? He threw that at the ground.
He stood up. He pointed it at me. And I said, "Don't point a rifle at me." Then he said, "I don't need a rifle, motherfucker." And he threw it down and came running towards me.
Did he jump over the fence?
No, but I was afraid he might because he was just out of control. And right after that, he told me he wanted me to fight him. He was ready to kick my teeth through, the back of my head. He told me, "I'm not afraid to die, mother." And he was acting really crazy, and I was in fear for my life of what was going on, and that's for sure.
And this was after you discharged your firearm?
It was.
Object to the form. What was, I didn't ask you. All right, now we're done with that one.
Yes, now we need to go to page 91. This is a continuation of the deposition.
All right.
We should have gone. This is the middle page. It doesn't matter. Fucking, I don't care.
All right. So the top of this is it. Okay. And here we go. Good morning, sir.
We've already read this page here.
Did we? All right. Yeah. So we have to.
From page 91 or 92.
This is 93 now.
Yes, there we go. That's where we're going to start.
All right.
Noise and about other nuisances that he's had on his property. The sheriff's department, obviously, there have been several calls and complaints there. I don't really remember how many.
Wait, Burning Sensation says, "Wow, this is better than King of the Hill."
Damn it, Bobby. Listen, I think I don't really recall, but there's...
Wait till we get to the hearing. We probably won't get to that today, but my God.
We're so far away from the hearing.
All right.
We've got motions to get through. All right, let's see. I think I don't really recall, but I think there was some question where the DEP or the environmental people were brought in, wildlife people, some of that, over the flooding incidents that have happened. There may have been more, but I really can't recall.
So I'm going to pull up strike that. Have you ever filed a complaint with his probation officer, Mr. Shockett? Form.
Specifically with him?
Sure. With the probation officer, with Mr. Griffith's probation officer.
Oh, he's on probation. Shock.
Yeah. Shocker.
The hell you say. Not directly, but through the sheriff's department, I believe there was.
I'm going to show you a form for Social Security complaints and see if you recognize this document. Give me just 1 second.
Sure. Have any questions?
I do. Hang on.
Sure.
We're working on some technical issues.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Okay. So this is a form to report fraud, waste, and abuse. Is this the portal that you used to file your complaint?
I'm not sure. Is that a website that's on your computer right now?
Yes, sir, it is.
So I would say no, that's not the form I used.
Did you have a form that was similar to this? You mentioned something online. Form.
Oh.
Does this look like the information that you provided from the Social Security office?
I don't remember if that's it exactly. I do remember it was online.
Okay, let's go back to the form because I have a few questions.
Oh, sure.
Did you put your personal contact information in for the Social Security office to get a hold of you?
Don't recall. I think I did, though.
Did they acknowledge receipt of the complaint?
I don't recall.
Did you provide them your information, your address, your email address, your phone number?
I did, if I remember. If I remember correctly, it's been a while back. I think it might be a really good idea since you brought that up and refreshed me about it. Maybe I should go in and do that again just in case they lost the old one because it's still ongoing. I just observed him this week out there working in his yard, operating a tractor. I've observed him lifting heavy parts to put in his vehicle out there. I observed him using a tractor, to work on his, mechanical work. That's a great idea. I think since you brought it back up, I'll go back in and go back to the SSA and do that. I want to make sure they get a copy.
Are you threatening Mr. Griffith right now if he's watching this deposition? Mr. Shockett.
Form.
No. You were the one that brought this up, and I think it's a great idea. In case for some reason they lost the other one, or I should really follow up on that. You gave me the idea, mother effers. I should probably also contact my sister. She's retired from the AG's office. She might be able to help me get it to the right place, just in case it gets lost.
Sure. Which sister is that retired from?
My sister, Laura. She investigated fraud for the AG for years and years.
Which attorney general, sir?
She was with the AG's office. I'm not sure exactly which one.
Was it state or federal?
Federal.
So United States Attorney General?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Okay, then.
All righty, then. All right, now we get to go to page 76 for the deposition of Deputy Breeding.
Man, if I had been doing this on my own, you guys, we would have been done with this stream already. I'd be like, I'm lost. I don't know where I am. Jeff is so organized.
No,
all right.
Because we're going to get to where I'm ended up being organized. Then we're going to be on our own.
And then we're going to be screwed. Well, we'll just watch more videos.
Well, let's go back to read the first motion.
Oh, yeah.
The first motion.
All right.
All right. So this is the deposition of Deputy Breeding. Would you like to be Deputy Breeder?
No, I would like to. I'll stick with the lawyer. You can continue being hilarious.
I think we should acknowledge our super chatters here.
Oh, all right. Let's do that. Ellen, thanks for the 2. Is this where we super chat Jeff? Yep, that's right, Ellen. You just keep it coming. Aries 37, thanks for the 7. I can't wait to retire and get out of Florida. All of us during the pandemic were like, we got to move to Florida. And now I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm all right.
This is Deputy Breeder, the one we saw in the 911 report.
All right.
Breeding. Sorry, I should stop saying breeder.
Good afternoon, Deputy Breeding. My name's Chris Jones. I represent Philip Griffith. The case we're here for today is blah, blah. And through some investigation, I believe you had some contact with Mr. Griffith and his neighbor, which is why we sent you. We wanted to talk to you. But I'm going to get a little background on you before we get started. If you could, please state your full name.
How do I want to do this, guy? My name is Ray Allen Breeding.
And where are you currently employed?
Levy County Sheriff's Office.
God, I wonder if this is one of the ones who Jeremy's been dealing with. I got to ask him. Do you know breeding? How long have you been doing that? Something to arrive from law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
Was Mr. Griffith holding a BB gun?
Nope.
Okay. Did you ever see him with a firearm?
No, sir.
And did he ever bring a BB gun to show you?
He showed it to my sergeant.
Okay, gotcha. And that's Sergeant Allen?
Sergeant Allen, yes, sir.
Okay, so he went in and got a BB gun to show it to Sergeant Allen.
He got it from wherever he got it from, and I was over with the other.
Way to be observant, Sheriff. Wait.
He's just doing his job. It's like David
he got
Copperfield
it from wherever he got
David
it.
Copperfield did it into existence.
I don't know. What am I supposed to be observing things? I'm just the sheriff. I'm just the investigating officer. Okay. Here, he got it from wherever he got it from.
He just Penn and Tellered this rifle out of nowhere. My sergeant was over with Mr. Griffith.
Understood. And then you said that Mr. Gosney. Now you were speaking with Mr. Gosney.
Right. After I had talked initially, I talked to Mr. Griffith because he's the one that called. And then I went over and talked with the neighbor.
Okay. And Mr. Gosney told you that Mr. Griffith had never pointed a BB gun at him.
Right. He never pointed. He thought it was a rifle, never pointed a rifle at him.
Okay. And Mr. Gosney denied firing a gun into the ground.
He did deny. Yes, sir.
Do you know if he had a firearm on him?
No, sir. He did not have a firearm on him.
And you said you looked for evidence of, I guess, a discharge?
Ew. Yes, sir. Didn't find anything.
Phrasing.
Well, they need Laura Owens. She'll find the evidence of that. And in what? You just looked up and down and looked for, I guess, bullet holes?
This is like the Keystone Cops here. Yes, sir. In the general area where they were, where they said they were standing, I didn't find any spent casings or anything that looked like somebody had been shooting there.
Okay. And were any other neighbors while you were there? Did any of the other neighbors try to get involved or come over and try to talk to you?
I don't recall any other neighbors. No, sir.
I imagine all the neighbors are like, stay the fuck away from this situation.
They've all gone to the mattresses, hiding in this bathtubs and things while the gunfire is going on around them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see. And you said this is the first time you ever met Mr. Griffith?
Yes, sir. It was the first time I'd ever dealt with him.
All right. Was he agitated?
Oh, yes, sir. They both were.
All right. You said through, I guess, your investigation, both parties calmed down a little. All right. Now where are we going?
Page 56.
Okay.
To the Gosney deposition of 9/29/23.
All right. Here we go.
Page 56. Yes. So this is last September. This deposition.
Oh, so we're skipping ahead now to 2023. That was what we were reading was back in 2019, right?
That was the one we just read. Oh wait, timeout. I lied. We're going to page 60.
All right.
Now we're getting into the Thomas era. Now Judge Grudge makes his entrance here.
All right. So this is
the transcript. This is 5 pages of transcript of the motion for the protective order regarding depositions.
Okay.
And before the Honorable Judge Craig DeThomas.
That's debatable.
So Judge DeThomas has entered the courtroom.
Oh God, I'm gonna be the court. I just have to be.
Okay.
Sure. We'll stand at ease.
Pause in the proceedings. I'll be. I guess I'm Randall Shockett, aren't I?
All right, I'll be Miss Kirchhoff.
Jerk off. Judge, I think we can agree to have it by Zoom, and I won't be there either. Their client can go to their office. We'll Zoom in from my office. That'll be okay.
So the logistical problem here, just for a point of reference, is that these depots are running consecutively. And we've already resolved that his clients will be in person at the Griffith law firm, and our client will be available by Zoom at his home. So how do we get, so they're running consecutive. So whichever order, how do we move to get those two clients? Are they going to drive to Trenton directly from your co-counsel may have an answer.
Well, first of all, we noticed our first, so he goes first. We noticed ours first, so he goes first. And this piggybacked on the same day. I don't agree with that, Judge. I'm actually going to, we can discuss it now because I'm not going to be available.
No, the court shouldn't have to resolve the day you guys are taking depositions.
Well, so we can start early with them being drive to your office. We're not doing that.
The court is not going to get involved in the scheduling of when and who goes first kind of thing.
You're not
You
waving
guys
your arms
can work
around
that
enough.
out. You guys can work that out. But the court will, as part of this order, direct that the defendant's depot will have the plaintiff offsite by video conference connection at the plaintiff's. Hold on a second.
At our office, right?
Hold on. Let me get this right. Defendant's deposition. The plaintiff is off-site, and this is going to take place. The defendant is going to be at his counsel's office. The plaintiff's depot is going to take place at the defense attorney's office, with the defendant themselves being off-site via video conference.
Yes.
So that should clarify everything.
What did he even say?
I don't know. Nothing clarified any of that. Nothing.
Oh my God. What did he say? I didn't understand a damn word he said.
Me either.
Wow.
With regards to the Fifth Amendment issue, in lieu of any kind of blanket ruling of the court, the defendant, as represented by counsel, will need to hear the question, respond, an appropriate response could include, if applicable, to the question being asked by invoking his Fifth Amendment. And so on that point,
not to leave off of that, the court ended. All right.
So again, for context, this guy tries to plead the Fifth, and he can't because, I mean, it's the same thing as Lynette trying to plead the Fifth, right? She brought the action. You can't plead the Fifth. And this guy's trying to do the same thing. And there's a big argument about it. And the judge is making things way more difficult than he needs to. Again, he's like, well, just take it question by question.
Casper, neighbors discharge and mattresses.
Robert Tower says Megan is tiny compared to Jeff. Look, we've already had this conversation about my camera issues. This is as good as it gets. I guess I could try to zoom in at some point, but I can't do it now.
Can't see.
I have a camera problem. Ever since I had to move my office, there's just no good place to put the camera. So we're doing the best we can, folks.
Doesn't have a zoom on it?
It does, but then I would have to back out of StreamYard, go into and then go into the camera and fix it. And like, I don't know. We'll do it later. Not now. All right. Where are we going now?
I don't know. Let's see. The Gosney deposition of September 29th, 2023 on page 56.
All right. Here we go. So this is yet another deposition.
Yep.
How many times are they going to depose this guy for this one case of neighbor dispute?
A lot.
Oh, God.
We're almost at present day, though. 2024 is where Judge Grudge really gets into his form, where he, because see, we have to understand that from this point on, this is September 29th, 2023. At this point, Jeremy Hale's case and this case are going on simultaneously.
Yeah, this is very important to understand because you're going to see a lot of inconsistencies between how Judge Grudge behaves in the Hales case versus how he behaves in this case.
But you'll see that one of the common denominators is he hates Shockett. He hates Randall Shockett.
He hates him.
You are not a nice person.
He really hates Randy Shockett. I don't know what Randy did to him, but we do know what Randy did. So the hatred for Shockett only started after the Hales case, during the Hales case. That's when it started with 15 minutes Mark Feather, and then he took that hatred of Mark Feather out on Shockett because before then, Randy Shockett had a good relationship with this judge, and he never had a problem. Now, after the Hales case, this judge hates Randy Shockett. Hates.
Yeah, and see, this is the thing. These are not isolated incidents. These are going on in the same time frame, and we're especially when we get here into this is sort of right when when everything culminates in the Hales case, and they file the motion to get rid of Judge DeThomas's. That was when that was like December around there. They filed that, or was that? I can't remember when they filed it.
That sounds about right. That sounds about Rebel Bird. Welcome to the Fox Den.
Hey.
It's super weird in here, but you'll get used to it. Trust me, it'll be fun. It'll be okay. All right. Where do we? I'll be Griffiths. You'll be Gosney. I will also try to read. I'll do Shock It. Here's my Shock It voice. Here we go. Let's do my Shock It voice.
How's this for Randy Shock It? Does that work out?
All right.
Don't do that voice. That's just weird. I just want to give you an Olympic gold medal in something. I don't know why.
All right. Well, I'll try to. I'll be a reporter in Griffiths. All right, Mr. Gosney, can you hear me, sir? I'm over here with Miss Jerkoff in the office.
Kiwi Greens. So this is Gosney 3 shots into the ground versus Griffith meth house camera is pointed in. Meth house camera. That's hard to Griffith meth house camera. That's kind of hard to say.
And you guys, we have so much video of this guy's house and the goings on over there. You have no idea. It's just
all right. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
All right. I'm over here with Miss Jerkoff in the office, which you've previously been at. Can you hear me okay?
Where are you? Oh, yeah. I was like, where are you at? I can hear you, sir.
Okay, all right. If you can't hear me, importantly, Cindy, can you hear me? Yes, I can. Mr. Shock It, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. That's fantastic. If you'd be kind enough to state your full name for the record.
William John Gosney. That's Gosney.
And what is your current address?
Can you be a little bit more specific?
Fair question. So
how is that a fair question? I'd be like, dumbass, what the frick do you think that means?
Where do you live?
Mastodon. Mastadon.
Sure. Are they neighbors of yours across the river, sir?
They are.
And Gavin and Jennifer Hammer, phonetic, are those also neighbors of yours?
They were former neighbors right below us on the north side of our property.
Would you like to see Mr. Griffith violated in this injunction as a result of the civil case?
Phrasing.
Would you like to violate him? You're so
wrong.
Oh, that was so wrong. Would you like to see Mr. Griffith violated in this injunction as a result of this civil case?
Can you ask that again? You kind of stumbled on it a little bit. I didn't.
Sure. So would you like to see Mr. Griffith violated on his injunction as a result of this civil case?
Would I like to see him or do you think, can you clarify your question? Are you saying, do I think he violated his probation?
No, sir. I'm asking, would you like to see Mr. Griffith violated as a result of this civil case?
Not really as a result of this civil case. As a result of his actions, I think he violated his probation several times. And frankly, I think if probation does the right thing, I think they should lock him back up and send him to prison for the remainder of his term. And then go ahead and charge him with other items and add those to his sentences to where he does a nice long stint in the local prison where he can be violated there too. And if you want to know what I think you should do.
And is that the purpose of this proceeding today?
Objection to form. Today, this is a deposition.
Is it the purpose of your lawsuit, sir?
Objection to form. Now, that would probably involve some discussions with my attorney, as to legal conclusions about what we're doing with the lawsuit.
Sir, is one of the purposes of your lawsuit to try and violate Mr. Griffith's injunction?
Objection to form. Didn't you just ask that?
That's my favorite Shock It voice. Please use that from now on. Sorry, Randy, but it's just funny. No, sir, I didn't. Different question.
Seems like the same question.
Sir, is one of the purposes of your lawsuit to violate Mr. Griffith's injunction?
Form.
Okay.
All right, where are we going now?
Oh,
Form.
Lordy.
Form.
Form.
Why are there
I'm
so
sorry,
many?
but Randy is now Kermit the Frog. Form.
Page
Piggy.
97 to 98.
97.
The order on defendant's motion for protective order. This is the conclusion by Judge DeThomas. Judge Grudge is rendering his decision on the motion for the protective order.
All right. This matter came before the court for hearing on August 18th, 2023 on defendant Philip Griffith's Rule 1.350B objection and motion for protective order pursuant to Florida Rules, Civil Procedure, whatever. And the court, having heard argument of counsel and being further advised in the premises, finds and orders as follows. The defendant's objection to entry on land was already resolved by denial without prejudice of the plaintiff's motion seeking such entry. What's an objection to entry on land? I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Well, I guess he objected to him entering on his land.
But it was resolved
so
by denial.
So the defendant is Griffith and the plaintiffs are the Gosneys.
Gosney.
Yeah. All right. So
whatever.
The defendant objected to entry on land. Sorry, whatever.
All right. It was resolved by denial without prejudice of the plaintiff's motion seeking such entry. Okay. We've missed whatever that was.
Yeah.
2, the defendant's objection to plaintiff's first request for admissions defendant's motion for protective order is denied. The defendant shall respond to the request for admissions. So denying the defendant's objection to plaintiff's first request for admission. Why is this like a puzzle, a word puzzle?
If the request for admissions means what I think it means, is like they give you a list of statements of fact and say, do you admit or deny this? And you say, I admit this, or I deny this, or I admit this, or I deny that.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So the defendant shall respond to the request for admission. So he hasn't answered those questions. 3,
that would be my guess.
The defendant's motion for protective order regarding his deposition to be taken is adjudicated as follows. The defendant is required to respond to each question by providing a factual response relevant to the question propounded, or, if applicable, to respond by invocation of his right to remain silent. He cannot simply refuse entirely. If the deponent invokes his rights as he deems necessary to each specific question to which he intends to exercise such a right, it will be subjected to review by the court if necessary. Further, the plaintiffs, if they choose to attend the deposition of the defendant, shall not physically be present, but rather may appear via video conference from another location. Done and ordered. Okay.
They can't attend the deposition in person. Okay.
Silent PS. Do not play my laugh at 1.5 speed. Stop that. Stop doing that. You are denied. Motion denied. Listening to my laugh at high speed just to make fun of me. All right.
Avalok, do you admit you were violated by the court? And there's someone said this. Someone said something on my on my chat.
Someone said something.
It was Watchdog says Kirchhoff is a Dutch name. It means graveyard.
Ooh, weird.
Interesting.
All right, what page are we going to now, or have
we're done with all of the pre-2024 stuff.
All right, so then we need to start. So then, where are we going to go?
I think we just go to the first motion.
The motion to recuse.
I don't know, whatever the first motion was. Let me see.
First DQ motion. Is that it?
Yeah, yes. That sounds like a good place to me.
All right, let's go there.
So if you guys couldn't tell, Shockett has made a motion to remove Judge Grudge from this case as well.
And when is this dated? This is dated April 12th.
Yeah, so when is the hearing date?
24.
That's the question, is when is the hearing date?
Oh, that's a good question. Hold on, let me check. That would be in my Google Drive. Hold, please. Hold on. Where's my hold music? The hearing. Well, I kind of feel like we should start watching the hearing before we get to the DQ motion.
Well, no, because it would be the hearing on the motion, I think.
No. We have to watch the hearing before we read the DQ motion. That comes first, because it's the hearing that makes them file this motion. I think we're ready to start the hearing.
Okay. So it's during the course of an evidentiary hearing on Friday, April 12th.
Yeah, we have to watch the hearing first, because this DQ motion comes as a result of what happened at the hearing.
But how was this motion filed on the same day as the evidentiary hearing?
Well, because he ends up filing it that same day during the hearing.
All right.
Yeah, we have to go to the hearing. We're going to the hearing. Right. We're going to the hearing. All right.
Okay.
We're not going to.
This is a long ass hearing.
There are 7 parts. He keeps them there all freaking day and night. It's incredible, you guys. It's incredible. But here we go. I got to move this to the other screen so I can embiggen properly.
Woo.
Close all tabs. Yes. Close this tab.
Yeah, so this is not a short hearing. It's 7 parts, and the first part is an hour and 21 minutes long. This is not a short hearing. So we're going to be doing this for probably the rest of the week, just the hearing.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Oh my God, it's so funny. Here we go. Your favorite judge, everybody. Is everybody excited? Let me hear the excitement in the crowd. Your favorite judge. Here we go. Here we go.
Petitioners and Philip Griffith as respondent. This is case 38, 2019, DR 539. We are here. Notice.
Yana, please, huh?
Motion to dissolve final judgment of injunction for protection against repeat violence that was filed February 8, 2024. Just to set the record here, this matter on September 11, 2019.
He's going to go over the entire record of the case. By the way, this is the defendant's motion to dissolve the order of protection.
Was a final judgment for injunction for protection against repeat violence. At that time, Judge Browning, who issued that judgment, set it until further order of the court. There does not appear to be any previous motions to address modification and or termination of the injunction until the one that's before this court, as I said, filed February.
I'll speed it up a little bit.
No, oh God, don't do that.
Let's
make everybody suffer.
To it.
All right, well, Jeff has spoken.
We got to do it normal speed.
You must suffer.
We got to keep the grift going, man. Don't.
This is true.
Received and reviewed the petitioner's.
And you have to feel the pain. You have to feel the pain that Randy Shockett and the Gosneys have felt. Okay,
deep hurting.
Feel the pain, chat.
Response and memorandum of law in opposition. There have been supplemental case citations also forwarded to the court. You could presume and accept the court has received and reviewed each of the above. I also am aware, and again, only because of the counsel on what I would call a companion or another case that's pending at the same time involving similarity of parties, the court received this morning, and the time that we've got set aside, let's use it wisely with regard to this matter. The other matters.
Remember that he just said, let's use our time wisely. Just remember, he just said that.
Procedural, this one much more substantive. So with that, and you all tell me whoever wishes to lead on behalf of the respondent in support of your motion, Ms. Kirchhoff and or Mr. Griffiths.
Your Honor, I want to lead, but I have a preliminary matter that I want to bring to the court's attention.
Okay.
We had sent the JA an email asking, we had an expert, a forensic psychologist who we were trying to set up a Zoom link for so that she could speak at the end of my presentation as to the element of
use the microphone.
Objectiveness of the fear. She has reviewed voluminous depositions in this, and the therapy notes that were provided in that other case, in addition to the 911 calls that we'll be playing in my case in chief right here. So we have her email address if the court would allow us the opportunity to get her at least set up on a Zoom link, and at the end, if the court,
as long as we can't hear her. Chloe Albert's Revenge with a $5 super chat says, I'm convinced that DeThomasis is menopausal.
You can't hear her? I can hear her really clearly.
I can barely hear her.
I wonder why. Huh. Do you want to try playing it from your end? Maybe.
Nah.
I'm going to have to proffer at that point.
I'll try closed captions.
Well, that'll help.
So
nope,
issue is just
not available.
Bringing it up at a point when this matter had already been noticed for hearing. On February 29, it was noticed for hearing, and it's my understanding yesterday there was a request for a Zoom connection.
Her testimony wouldn't take 5 minutes.
So,
and then cross.
Let me ask you, is it your intention, because they're, and I haven't made this finding and they haven't been proffered yet, but if they have expert witness status, that they're going to...
Jeff, are you wearing both headphones? She's coming in only the right side.
Yes, I'm hearing them. I have them both.
Okay.
If I mute my microphone, it doesn't pick up the ambient noise from my fan, so I can hear it a little better.
Listen to the rest of the proceedings, or if they're to be called, they're going to be called for in short time at the end.
At the end, short time at the end, or either way. I mean, I don't. She's reviewed the tapes that we're going to show, and the police reports. So other than that, there's nothing on my case that she needs to review to be able to offer an opinion.
Mr. Shockett, you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, I do object to that.
Okay.
There's no notice of last minute yesterday. You're right. We should have been brought the notice of this witness. We could have taken deposition. This is also a surprise. And not only that, I object to the person appearing by Zoom.
Well, let's just deal with the issue. Let's deal with first the substantive issue. Has the witness been disclosed?
Up until yesterday, I had no idea.
So that's the more important, and significant potential prejudicial impact. You disclose a witness, then a decision can be made strategically to do or not to do a deposition of that witness, because not doing a deposition may strategically be sound in certain cases. And so when we get to the conclusion of the presentation, I'm going to ask that you maybe proffer, because the issue of whether there's prejudice to the respondent, who's the movant in this matter, can be remedied by continuing addressing the issue of their appearance by Zoom or not, making arrangements for them to appear or not. But right now, the more apparent prejudice.
Only 7 hours to go.
Disclosure of the witness, aside from the issue of just whether they're appearing by Zoom or not.
Yes, Your Honor. She was engaged for the civil action and only reached out to us on Wednesday regarding.
Is it a witness that was disclosed in the other matter?
We didn't know if we'd use her as to whether or not what her review. So that was just completed on Wednesday.
Okay. Well, let me just to be clear. So your late disclosure or placing the court and or opposing counsel on notice of this witness, which would have been yesterday, April 11, Thursday,
yes.
You become aware on the Wednesday, the day before that, April 10, potentially using this witness?
Potentially, yes, and during a hearing in Brevard County, yes.
All right, that's another factor.
I'll be right back.
Weigh on whether when we get to the end, is this witness really
the stream belongs to me now.
If they were not timely disclosed, can it be remedied by now having the disclosure and then continuing that portion of?
I can't stop it. I can't make it stop. We're at the mercy of Megan.
We'll cross that bridge at the close of this. With regards to proceeding on the motion, counsel, you may proceed.
All right, let's get down to business. She's wearing black on black.
My name is Jennifer Kirchhoff, and I represent the defendant in this matter, Philip Griffith, and we're here on my motion to dissolve the injunction that brings forth grounds of changed circumstances. Mr. Griffith and his family are no longer residing in the home at Mastodon Drive, Mr. and Mrs. Gosney are well aware of this fact. At or around September of 2023, the Griffiths moved full-time into an RV located elsewhere, and by December had relocated out of state. Additionally, there's no evidence to support the continuation of a consent injunction that never met the standards for imposition to begin with. In order to justify modification or dissolution of an injunction, the moving party does have to show changed circumstances by demonstrating that the scenario underlying the injunction no longer exists, so that continuation would serve no valid purpose. Court also looks at in determining whether an injunction continues to serve a valid purpose as whether the trial court considers the victims reasonably maintain a continuing fear of becoming a victim. So those case sites are in the case pack.
LOL, Rosalind.
Al Corey v. Al Corey, 54 Southern 3rd, 641, page 642, Florida 1st DCA 2011 as well, cites to that proposition. Mr. Griffith is clearly suffering collateral consequences of this injunction as well. The injunction is a matter of public record. He was not able to put his name on a housing application to try to move from his house. He may not possess a firearm. The injunction was the motivation behind the Gosney civil suit in case 2023 CA 58 that the court brought to the record's attention. Specifically, it's our position that the injunction is being used openly and actively as an abusive process by the Gosneys and their attorney, Randall Shockett, as recently demonstrated on my motions Exhibit C, where they have filed in that civil action a request for admissions related to a hearsay conversation that occurred on September 11th, 2019 in this DR case that has no relevance to that civil case. On February 6, 2024, the injunction was used at a deposition in case number 2023 CA 58 in an attempt by lawyer Randall Shockett to stage contact for purposes of a violation. I'm going to begin the introduction of my evidence starting with that event. Randall Shockett scheduled the deposition.
The date of that again?
That event was February 6th, 2024.
Okay.
Randall Shockett scheduled the deposition of Mr. Griffiths' wife, Kimberly, and told Mr. Griffiths' counsel, both co-counsel, at a good faith conference that he would provide a Zoom link to the appropriate party. A link was never received by Mr. Griffiths' counsel. Mr. Shockett arrived at the deposition that he scheduled at Attorney Walker Bullock's office in Williston, Florida, followed by Attorney Kirchhoff, who was then followed by the Griffiths, and they were then followed into the parking lot by his clients, Mr. and Mrs. Gosney. The Griffiths were walking into the door to the building when the Gosneys pulled into the parking lot. I directed the Griffiths into a conference room, closed the door, and requested that Mr. Shockett send his clients home with the Zoom link. He refused. Instead, he directed that I have my clients leave, which at that point was an impossibility due to the situation in the parking lot and the location of the Gosneys' vehicle.
Impossibility?
While Mr. Shockett was kind of amused by the entire scenario, speaking to his clients on his cell phone, I called Mr. Griffiths at 8:46 a.m. I have phone logs if you need the times verified to apprise him of the lockdown in Mr. Bullock's office. Mr. Griffiths called the judge's JA at 8:53 to apprise and see if the judge could resolve the situation. He followed that call up with a second call at 9:01 when the JA represented that his honor was in a trial and not to be disturbed. At 9:02 that morning,
the
Gosneys,
Thomas
at the direction of
loves
their
this.
attorney, Mr. Shockett.
Yeah.
You know he loves this because she's like, at 9:04 and 36 seconds, he's like, oh yeah, baby, give me those timestamps. Give me those timestamps.
Speaking of, I meant to do this before we got to this hearing, but I'm working on a bingo card currently for Gosney v. Griffith. It'll be done shortly so we can begin our bingo. Because there's going to be lots to get through on this one.
Called the law enforcement and told the officer on the scene that he was parking when the Griffiths pulled into the parking lot and that they were in violation of the 500-foot rule in the injunction.
Slow down there a second. You're saying that the call included representations that the Griffiths were pulling into the lot post the Gosney's arrival?
That is correct.
But your personal representation is that you were present already with the Gosneys, with the Griffiths when the Gosneys arrived.
That's correct. That they made contact with me at the doorway and the Gosneys were driving into the parking lot. And it was my presence that was able, I think, to resolve this. We have that audio. We have the business records affidavit from this, and we're going to play the audio of that call and introduce that into evidence. The
This is so much like the Hales case.
business records affidavit,
Parking lots and
the Levy County
violation of
Sheriff's Office,
orders
they're
and
the ones that
recordings and
Yep.
Judge Grudge and Shockett. This is so wild.
to first through the dispatch for the county, then it gets transferred to the Williston PD.
So that the record is clear, the deposition that was intended to take place that day would have been consistent with discovery proceedings in case 38-2023 CA58. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The court has received and is reviewing the certificate of authenticity of the records.
So in addition, there's a part two.
Excuse me, 1 second, Judge. I thought this is an open statement because if there's any witnesses here, I don't know.
There's none.
There's none? Okay.
This is part two of the transcript, and it got transferred to the Williston Police Department. The audio it's got a loop in it. It has both pieces, and then the Williston Police Department related.
Okay, so it's
Counsel's
seeming
intent
like
is
the
to
other
play the
case he was
audio in this
talking about
transcript and
is
just kind of follow along with it.
another case involving these same people and not the what the Hales.
Okay. Still inappropriate to be talking about another case during the time these people have for their case.
But it seems like it's the same
Inappropriate.
people, just a different lawsuit involving the exact same parties.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, maybe.
All on the screen as well, but it's for purposes of introducing these evidence. But it is that is exhibit, composite exhibit 1. The published.
Whoa.
Okay, you may proceed.
Heard that.
What is the address of the emergency?
That's Rusty. We're here at Bullet Law Firm at 1500. What's the street? It's here in Wilson.
Okay, you don't know the address there?
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Stop shuffling papers.
Yeah, it just sounds like Charlie Brown's school teacher. at this point.
1000 Northeast 6th Boulevard, Suite A.
Okay. And do you need police, not or fire?
Police?
Okay, let me get you over to Wilson Police Department. Stay on the line with me.
Sure.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance and training purposes. Wilson Police and Fire. Hey, it's Maureen at Levy. I have a gentleman on the line who's advising he's at 1000 Northeast 6th Boulevard, and he's requesting law enforcement. Sir, go ahead. You said Northeast 6th Boulevard? Yeah, it's the Bullet Law Firm. Bullet Law Firm?
Sure.
Okay, and what's going on?
We have a Philip Griffith that is here in violation of a restraining order, refusing to leave.
You said Griffith?
Griffith, Griffith.
He's violating a restraining order? This call may be recorded for quality assurance and training purposes. Wilson Police and Fire. Hey, it's Maureen at Levy. I have a gentleman on the line who's advising he's at 1000 Northeast 6th Boulevard, and he's requesting law enforcement. Sir, go ahead. You said Northeast.
All right. The bingo card is now ready. Let's I'm going to place it in the chat. Here is the link. And I will pin it to the top as soon as I get to there it is.
Good. I was going to do this for my stream tomorrow, so you've saved me some time.
I've saved you some time.
We'll
all right, you might.
it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's the Bullet Law Firm. Bullet Law Firm? What's going on?
Megan.
We have
What?
I think we should clear the super chats here.
Oh,
so that we can encourage people to send more.
okay. Good idea. This one's yours.
Oh, Chloe Albert's Revenge for the $5 super chat. I'm convinced that Thomas is menopausal.
This one's yours also.
And Chloe Albert's Revenge, feel the violation.
Also for you.
Oh, hey, I'm so glad I suggested this. Chloe Albert's Revenge, Judge Grudge eats fudge and poops sludge. Now say that. I'm not going to say that one time again, let alone 9 more. But thanks, everybody.
Dina, thanks for the 10. Oh, my 2 faves. Hey, Jeff, visited Busan. Didn't see you.
Dina, because you didn't message me, Dina. If you would have said you were in town, I would have met you anywhere, anytime.
He would have taken you for a whiskey tasting or something.
I would have taken you to some of the greatest steak you would ever have in this entire country. Next time you're down this way, send a message.
Yeah, you definitely have to do that. You gotta tell him you're in town. I don't think just walking around Busan, you're gonna see him and the little pig dogs just wandering around.
No, if you happen to go to the cigar lounge or the steak house, I'll be there. But pretty much other than that, I'm at home.
All right, here we go.
This is here in violation of a restraining order, refusing to leave.
You said Griffith?
You said breakfast? What?
Griffith.
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 Oh, 911 call. You can click off that. We're listening to a 911 call.
Yes.
And what kind of restraining order is it? You know?
Have a
is it
protection
domestic?
from violence.
Okay, it's domestic. Okay. And what's your name, sir?
This is William Gosney.
And we can mark off restraining order violation. Yeah, perfect.
And what's your phone number, sir?
770-833-8930.
And are you with him now, sir? Is he on the premises?
He is on the premises. He's inside the building. He's a felon.
How can you have bingo already, Sarah?
Nobody has bingo already.
All right, sir.
That's possible.
Is anybody injured? Are you safe?
We're safe. It's just he's refusing to leave. He's got to leave.
Okay. Have you threatened anyone while he's there?
I'm not sure of the refusal to leave one, but
She's just practicing, Jeff.
Okay, we don't want you coming your way, sir, okay?
thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right.
Do you want to stay on the phone, sir, until officers get there?
So we're going to conclude that
We can do
there
that.
as far as the call for time purposes.
Okay, Judge, I'm going to object. If we're going to play it, we should hear the whole thing.
There you go.
The court has the transcript and evidence.
Is the transcript intended to be moved in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so playing a portion of what's otherwise represented, objections overruled. With regards to what I've been provided, is there an objection to this coming in as composite exhibit 1 for the respondent?
Sorry?
Any objection to its being moved in as
The
respondent's
transcript?
exhibit?
No, Judge.
Okay, without objection will be respondent's exhibit 1.
On February 6th, the day of this event, neither the Griffiths nor their counsel were aware of any other complaints made on the Gosneys. However, one did exist in case number 2024 MM 71-A. It was made on January 26th and alleged that Philip was helping a neighbor, and in doing so, he was violating the 500-foot rule in the injunction. Mr. Gosney made it clear that his attorney instructed him to call when he placed the 911 call that I will play to the court next. But first, the Gosneys have filed in the court docket a request for judicial notice of that file, and we consent to that request. The court will see in that file a sworn complaint along with a null pros that was filed by the state attorney on April Fool's Day of this year. And I will provide copies of what I can print out of the docket for purposes of the judicial notice.
She is reading this.
I will provide copies.
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 It's like the Wizard of Oz. It's a field of poppies, poppies, poppies. I think she's reading this word for word and reading it badly.
And I will provide copies.
that those can be seen on the record of appeal, since he didn't attach them.
Don't walk away from the microphone while you're speaking.
You thigh gap wearing, sensible pants having ninja looking woman.
This black on black look is a little severe.
Especially the gold with the gold chain.
Yeah.
To keep this record clear.
She's going for the cholo vibe.
It's a no information, not a knowledge. So no information meaning the state chose not to prosecute in the first place as opposed to dismissing the case that had previously been charged. But nonetheless,
There's always a witch.
I've got a
witch
two-page
theme.
complaint, case 38,
Although
2024 MM.
I am happy she's got her hair up and in a bun, because female attorneys just don't know how to brush their hair. It's always better to wear it up, ladies. Just saying.
7-1. And then correlating to that, 38, 2024 MM 7-1.
This is his favorite part, where he gets to recite numbers and timestamps.
And are you moving this in as the next numbered exhibit?
Yes, Your Honor, for
Any
purposes of that.
objection?
No, Judge.
Without objection, it'll be in as exhibit 2.
If I say mother effort, does that count?
So I will now play the audio of that 911 call.
It's not. Another 911 call. I should have put it in there twice.
Let's just see if I could have a sheriff's deputy come by to take this call.
Dang, I should have put Mastodon in there. Well, Jeff can come up with a new one tomorrow.
Nah, we'll just use this one. I'm lazy.
Dog snore. Dog snore. I heard it.
8930. Gosney. G is in Gary. O-S-N-E-Y. We have a gentleman,
Randy, you're killing me with the microphone.
An injunction for protection against repeat violence. He's not supposed to be within 500 feet of us. And he was over here at one of our other neighbors' house today. And so we needed to make a report. And our attorney asked us to just call you guys and have an officer take a report for us.
We've got 2 bingos.
Yeah.
Sarah said bingo every time you say something that's on the card. It's the book ride at this point.
Case number 38-2019-D as in Dr. R as in Robert -000539.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat it back to you, okay?
Sure.
I'm not gonna use any dashes though.
Sure.
382019. All right, we'll get somebody over there.
Thank you so much.
So I handed the court the business records affidavit and the entire sheriff's office report, which also includes the memorandum provided by the assistant state attorney after meeting with the Gosney. So I just want to say.
Say what? Say it.
It's got a tab on it, page 7.
Why would you want to say it has a tab on page
sort
7?
of relevant to these proceedings. There is nothing in the injunction preventing the defendant from being at the neighbor's home. The victims are aware of the court order that waives the 500-foot rule as it pertains to the neighborhood. If the defendant was in the neighbor's home doing yard work with no direct or indirect contact with the victims, then there is no violation of this injunction.
Wait, what good is an injunction order that prohibiting you being within 500 feet if it doesn't apply in the neighborhood?
That objection is to be so admitted as respondent exhibit 3.
Mr. Shockett reached out to reschedule the original hearing that was unilaterally set by this court in this case, meaning with no input from Attorney Kirchhoff or her office as prescribed.
This is the part where opposing counsel is going to try and get Randy Shockett in trouble with Judge Grudge, which is not hard to do because he hates Randy. But like, this is so, I'm telling the teacher, I hate this so much.
The family law rules, in an attempt to have Mr. Griffiths arrested on one or both of the aforementioned complaints. The assistant state attorney in the misdemeanor case sent out witness subpoenas the day after.
What?
or the day before his request, and met with the Gosneys on April 1st. During that meeting, it was made clear to the Gosneys that they were aware of the 500-foot rule and that further filings
Objection,
would
hearsay,
result.
Judge. This is attorney testimony as it is. Unless there's going to be a witness to what was told, that's your statement.
It's in the report.
I think it's in what was just moved in as Exhibit 3.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's
So
not
objections
And
overruled.
The complaint with the Williston Police Department that's in Exhibit 1 was never sworn, and there are no active or pending charges related to that. At this point, I'm going to introduce the police reports. I've introduced that. So over the last 4.5 years, there have been no contact between the Gosneys or Mr. Griffith. The docket shows there has been no violations. And these facts contradict the filed response of the Gosneys and their attorney, Randall Shockett. There are no pending cases filed against Mr. Griffith at this time, and they are well aware of that fact. However, in their response on page 3, they bring to the court's attention that there are active and pending charges and violation to show violation of this injunction.
While we're on that issue, the court has petitioner's response and memorandum.
I just saw the Muppet. There's that when you did that Muppet that just goes me 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 me
Beaker.
me 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 with the orange hair.
Yeah. Dr. Bunsen
At
Honeybee.
page 3, subsection 6, it includes the assertion.
Yes, Patty. It is a neighbor
affirmative.
dispute.
Currently, there are 2 active criminal cases currently pending against Mr. Griffith for violations of the 2019 injunction. Curiously, it identifies one of those as being case 38-2024 MM71, which now, according to the exhibit
Oops.
that's just been moved in,
Didn't
was
mean
no
to do that.
information by the state for 124.
Stop touching things.
This document was filed with the court
I need something.
yesterday for 11/24. So at the time of presentation to the court to opposing counsel,
My
and
drawing
filing
tool doesn't
with the
work on
clerk
this.
of
Does
this
it?
response.
I don't know.
It doesn't. Dang it. I
Rule
was going to
11
draw on her. I was
should
going to
have
give her
been
beaker
known
hair.
because it was
Does
public
mine
record
work?
that Case 24
know.
MM71 had been
No,
no information.
can't see it. Guess it
I
doesn't
can't
work.
And
see it.
curiously, it doesn't refer
'Cause
to
I just
what
scribbled out
other
the judge, if you
active
can see
criminal
it.
case was. I'm going to
No,
ask Mr. Shock in
but
a
I
minute
need
'cause
my
it's his
drawing thing
document
to
that was
work.
filed. But Ms. Kirchhoff, do you have reason to believe that the other, I'm going to put in quotes, active, unquote,
doesn't
case,
show
because
up.
you're
Why
taking
is
the
that?
issue
Oh,
there is not another active
There it
case.
is. That's from a different
Your
case.
belief is,
Hold
your
on.
surmise is that he
Why
was
is it?
referring
But
to
it'll
the
do it on
incident of
its
February
small, but not
26th.
big.
February 6th.
February 6, 2024.
Weird.
Yes, Your Honor, because when we left the building that day, they indicated that sworn complaints would be coming and that they were going to, even though they called the assistant state attorney and they said that there was no violation, they were still going to package it for a violation. That was their affirmation, and that just didn't happen. And I don't know if
Okay,
they
let me
followed
just,
up.
but you have no other reason
No,
to
sir.
surmise that there might be some other quote.
No,
Chat,
I
we
reviewed
love
the
you so
document
much. We're
and,
going to go an
uh,
extra
the
30 minutes
entire
here.
court docket and checked with the clerk's
Woohoo.
office, and there's nothing else active.
Mr. Shockett, let me just ask with regards to, because there may be another, but it's for whatever reason not mentioned here, what is the basis of the averments contained in your pleading, excuse me, not pleading, but response filed yesterday at page 3, subsection 6,
Well,
regarding 2 active criminal cases?
Right. Well, it was the 2 cases that we learned about through our clients. We didn't know that they had been no pros recently. It's the 2 cases, the one with the neighbor when he was visiting within 500 feet. And
Well,
the
but
other one was.
So the representation is that there are 2 active cases. You're talking one and the same, which is the 24 MM71 case, which is now no.
Oh, so there's
info,
2
which is
active
number-
criminal
you're saying
cases.
that when you prepared this on
Apparently
April
2 civil
11.
cases. This order, man, these neighbors don't like each other.
Yeah, they took him to court in civil court for something, and I don't know what that was. I haven't seen that lawsuit, but yeah, criminal cases, all kinds of shit. They don't like each
Florian,
other.
my anxiety is off the chain.
Wait, I
It's
have
over
it.
the roof.
I have anxiety over the roof.
You didn't know that it was no info on April 1?
That's correct.
And then the second one would be what you believe to be connected to the February 6th, I'm going to call it incident at the deposition.
No, Judge. No, there's May I have a moment for a second?
Okay, well, I want to know really why there is
another one
filing yesterday prepared by you that would say there's an active case in 24 MM71 when there was not, so that's untrue. And then number two, and it could be untrue and presented to the court.
What?
He just called Shockett a liar. Well, I don't know why he would say this. It's untrue.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he loves doing that. That's got to be on the bingo here somewhere. I've got Judge talks over Shockett interrogating attorneys.
Qualifies as that, yeah.
Interrogating attorneys. Yep. Here we go. Here we go with the judge showing his solid dislike for Randy Shockett right here.
Court is being true because of
let's back up and hear that.
Untrue MM7 prepared by you.
There is another one.
Filing yesterday prepared by you that would say there's an active case in 24 MM71 when there was not, so that's untrue. And then number two, and it could be untrue and presented to the court as being true because of negligence, recklessness, or intent. I don't.
Oh, wait, are those the only three things it could be? Recklessness, negligence, or intent? What about mistake? What about what about there could be, and actually Randy has an explanation for it, and it is a mistake. It's innocent. So the hell, Judge. The chat says we should allow Judge talks over Shockett as well on that.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because he kind of cut him off there.
Yeah.
No. And then the second issue is that there's an alleged and a vermin that says there's another active criminal case, but it doesn't say what it is.
Right. So my client can testify. There was another incident where the police came recently about he was at a neighbor's house within 500 feet. And I believe there's a case number. This is what I'm being told. That's a third incident.
Well, so let's back up a little bit here.
Sure.
So yesterday,
Judge, yesterday,
your document that was filed said,
why didn't I put hand motions on the bingo card?
I don't know.
Yesterday, here he goes. Look, he's getting riled up.
Is that there's two.
But is he pontificating yet?
I don't know. I don't think quite yet. We have not quite hit levels of pontification that we can't. Is that your bingo? Are you waiting for pontification?
No.
At the time that you wrote that, I know you meant one of them to be 24 MM71.
Right.
We already dealt with that. What would have been the other second? What would be the second one?
The second one would have, and I just have, that's why we don't know the number. I think there's three incidents now that you're saying this. The deposition incident, that's the case that you have,
February 6th.
Correct?
Right.
There are so many cases, they can't keep them straight.
And the other one is then, okay, that's the same. That's the second one. Okay. So I'm sorry, there's not three. The second one is a neighbor.
Liar.
I
don't have the case number on that.
January 26th.
Okay.
January 26th.
Lied?
So there's just the two, the February 6th and the January 26th.
Right. The January 26th is the 24 MM71 case, which was dismissed by no information April 1, despite the fact that it was called an active case yesterday, April 11, by counsel for the petitioner.
Liar!
The second of the two, which there's consensus that there were, and maybe two at most, the second one would have been the one that would have correlated with the incident of February 6, 2024, for which there's not a sworn complaint, there's not a case number, but there's now an exhibit and evidence that would indicate the state attorney investigated it and concluded there was no violation of law.
That is the second incident we believed. Those are the two incidents.
All right.
And whether they got rapidly resolved, they did. We didn't know that, Judge. There was no intention to mislead the court. We didn't know. We heard about it from our client, these two active cases. We didn't know the second case number.
Dumbasses.
At that point.
But according to DeThomasis, it could only be one of three things.
Negligence. Willfulness or whatever.
Willfulness or whatever. I mean, intent. Intent,
yeah.
Intent to mislead the court. God, he's so awful.
Well, there's the issue of misleading the court, but the court's here today.
There's the issue of misleading the court.
I'm clearing it up, but it's also when you file it, it misleads opposing.
In the background, Megan silently adds "Eye of Newt" to the cauldron. Actually, I was putting on my panic button. It's called Panic Button. I like this blend of essential oil. It smells good. It just was kind of, just wasn't doing it for me, whatever was in there before.
I don't know. I'm feeling like he's pontificating now.
All right.
I'm feeling like he's pontificating.
Yeah, he's pontificating.
Counsel the movement in this, who then would need to prepare and present. There's no prejudice because they have addressed what are really two incidents, both of which are non-active cases. One not being pursued, the other one not being pursued by virtue of no information being filed. You may proceed, counsel.
So, counsel, we sent a public records request for all the Levy County Sheriff's Office reports between these two neighbors from July 2019 through the end of January. And I just handed the court the business records certification of the records that were provided by the Levy County Sheriff's Office for all events. There's 8 total. Out of the 8 total, only 1 event resulted in charges, and that is the only ground for this consent injunction. And it occurred on July.
He only got arrested 1 time, Your Honor.
10th, 2019. It was one of the 2 predicate acts that formed the basis for Mr. Gosney's initial petition that he filed in this case.
Yeah, I'm going to object to it. This is the time to complain about the events rising to that injunction ended 30 days after the injunction. It's res judicata. You can't use these proceedings to attack the basis for the initial injunction. The issue is,
I don't know that it's being moved in for that purpose.
Well,
interrupting again.
It is not being moved in, but I would
litigating from the bench. Litigating from the bench. That
Let
is
her say
not
that's
his
not
job.
why we're moving it.
That's not his job to be like, well, that's not why it's being moved in. How does he know?
That's her job to say that. And of course, she just says, well, that's exactly right,
Exactly
Judge.
it, Your Honor. And he does it again. He does it multiple times where he just starts arguing her case for her. Wait till she becomes a witness and she's on the stand and oh yeah. She's going to become a witness at some point because she was in the parking lot. And then the judge he starts answering questions for her. Literally answers questions for her.
No.
It is insane.
Oh no.
AOV Miracle Enterprise.
I told Jeff not to watch this before we did this because I wanted his live reaction because it's going to be so much better than if he watched it himself. Believe me, folks, this gets wild.
This is Corporation 517 Southern 2nd 102, Florida 3rd DCA 1987. There is no res judicata applicable in an injunction terms of an initial injunction based on circumstances which then prevail. Do not bind a subsequent determination of the appropriate extent of an injunction under the doctrine of res judicata. Another case in the pack provided to the court was Florida DOT versus Giuliano, 801 Southern 2nd 101, Florida Supreme Court, 2001. Res judicata only applies to proceedings in different.
Okay, if anybody wants to know what res judicata means, it just means that it's already been decided by the court. It's an issue that's already been judged upon, and you can't bring it up because it's already been judged and finalized.
Citing to Strazula v. Hendrick, another Florida Supreme Court case, 1965. So res judicata would not be a basis of an objection. And again, this is more to show the predicate as to the circumstances and what's going on between the neighbors.
Right. So which is different than trying to attack the initial entry of the injunction in the first place?
Well, the initial entry of the injunction, it's a consent injunction. So there was nothing in the record other than Mr. Gosney being sworn in saying, I swear and affirm that my allegations in this petition are true and correct. There was no other.
Right, which I've reviewed because it was submitted, I think, attached to maybe your memorandum, but there was a transcript of that proceeding.
In his response, Mr. Shockett provided, he was kind enough to provide that. So yes, Your Honor.
Which explains also how Mrs. Gosney is listed as on the final judgment.
Shut up, Thomas. Megan wants Jeff's live reaction. Also, Megan spoils Jeff's live reaction by ranting. No, believe me, he will still have a reaction. Trust me. I'm keeping you guys watching. There's some wild shit coming up.
Because it was a consent.
And one may question whether the appropriateness, and we can do this at the end in terms of legal argument.
Yes, Your Honor.
Of the court without a factual basis. At a minimum, there was at least Mr. Gosney attesting to what was in a sworn petition to form arguably some factual basis for entry of the relief on his behalf. There's no such factual basis, according to the transcript that I received, and inexplicably, the lawyer for the respondent just stipulated to let's add another petitioner's name to a final judgment without regard to the potential consequences that would cause him. And again, the idea that there was no, at least if this is inaccurate and there's no reason to believe it's not, transcript of those proceedings, inquiry of the court regarding Mr. Griffith, do you understand the consequences of stipulating to adding a petitioner when the petitioner never even pled anything against you, and the consequences directly and collaterally that it could cause you? So there's none of that in the record, but we're going to get to that whole thing. But at this stage, it's my
don't worry, it's coming.
It's a demonstrative aid.
I'm going to move it in because it is.
So be the next numbered exhibit. It's a public records request in totality of everything between these parties.
Oh, totality. I forgot to put totality on the bingo card. He loves that word.
January of 2024.
Yes, Your Honor. And I just wanted to bring to the court's attention again that the one incident on July 10th is the only incident that resulted in any kind of charges. And that is the incident for which he was charged in a separate case. And
that's just an argument of the statement, Judge. Conclusionary argument of the statement.
Yeah, well, I think what he's saying is that the July 10th,
Hey, Brenda Gosney. Welcome to the Fox Den, Brenda.
Hey, Brenda Gosney.
It's weird in here. I'm assuming this is the Brenda Gosney who is whose case we are watching. We're happy to have you here. Welcome. Please ignore the bad jokes that might be at your expense. We don't know. We don't mean anything by it.
Is one of the predicate acts that gave rise to the entry of the injunction.
And the relevance of that to a motion to dissolve?
Well, the relevance, I presume, when it gets to argument, may be that I'm isolating what disputes are really going on between these folks. And then what happened just in the past 30 or 45 minutes was evidence that they're arguing.
The only thing that's happened in the last 35 minutes is you talking.
They never came to fruition with regards to charges. So it's a limited purpose, but
oh, here we go.
I would object to any of that.
Objection. The objection's relevant. So the question is, does it tend to prove or disprove a material
Ignore
fact?
It totally
The
there.
court believes that it does.
Today, for today's purpose?
It goes to the weight, certainly, but its admissibility is a different issue.
Yeah, any attempt to attack the basis of the injunction.
That's going to be a legal argument that I presume we've kind of previewed a little bit, but we'll get to that.
Well, that's what we're doing here. We're making legal arguments. This is a hearing. I don't want legal arguments. I just want to take you all to law school, bitches.
Oh, God.
Conclusionary argumentative statement. I object to that statement.
Objections overruled. It'll be the next numbered exhibit.
Wait, he objects. Whoa.
What?
Shockett just said, I object to that statement and I move to strike, and the judge just completely ignores him. He does not address his objection at all.
Oh, hey, K Matt and Red Queen. Thank you for joining my membership on my channel. Welcome to Clean and Sober Crew. Good to have you.
There we go. There it is. Yeah, actually, we have a few more over here. Let's pull these up.
Yeah, may as well just do it.
Roy Lonsinger. This is on yours, Jeff.
Oh, it is. Showing the judge's pattern. Is there any way other than election to retire him? He would have to do something really, 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 really egregious.
Well, I have
being a general dumbass doesn't qualify.
I have a feeling that there will be complaints, if there aren't already, to the Judicial Oversight Board, which, again, do I think it's going to go anywhere? No. But they'll be fun for us to read. So, and we will do that. Also, I wanted to bring this up because it made me smile. Truana Shana Bada Pressure Bada.
Wow, somebody's a Pentecostal, aren't they? Truana Shana Pressure.
I have been very sad today and needed this stream. Megan always cheers me up. Aw, I'm glad. I like that.
Now we need someone to interpret the Pentecostal ramblings there.
that username is it's a mouthful. That's what she said.
Correct. So the business records are the next numbered exhibit. And then the next document I provided to the the petitioners and the
Oh,
court
Eric-
is the
Eric- yes,
judgment
he was
in
appointed
that.
by DeSantis, but he's up for
case.
election, I believe, the year after next. I believe in 2025 or 2026, he's up for
Yeah,
election.
appointed, but he has to stand for election. Definitely. Yes. And
Ooh, special. Look
Patricia
at you.
Cerny, thanks for the 20, says Lynette, Shart, and Owens are the same. Lie, delete, and cut and paste. Lynette called 911 70 times for some YouTube stuff. And guys, I still haven't got to it. Yeah, she called, and we don't have she called 911 on, who was it? On Larry and somebody else. MG Law. She called 911 because of YouTubers talking about her public court case. I shit you not. I haven't even got to that yet. We have the police report, but we don't have the 911 call, the actual call. And get this, Levy County is now claiming that they only keep those for a certain amount of time, and then the 911 calls are deleted. Does anybody believe that?
No.